From Keenan, the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Thursday, February 16th, 2017. Silver is trading at $18.05 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,238 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 2.1 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $1,018. Antiwar.com reports fresh off a discussion between U.S. and Turkish officials about a joint operation in the Islamic State capital of Raqqa. The Turkish statement that Raqqa is the next destination for their invasion force in northern Syria. Kurdish YPG officials are openly talking about fighting against Turkey if they do so. Turkey's invasion of Syria, which began in August, came with the intention of stopping the Kurds from taking any more land away from the Islamic State, and the two sides have clashed intermittently since then, usually with Turkish airstrikes hitting Kurdish forces. Now, Kurdish forces are saying they remain committed to their offensive against Raqqa, and that Turkey's forces will not be allowed near Raqqa, saying there will be clashes if Turkish troops attempt to follow through on the promised advances. At the same time, Kurdish officials expressed confidence that the U.S. military aid would continue to flow to them, even if it is used in fighting against NATO member Turkey. This confidence may be unwarranted, as the U.S. is considering sending its own ground troops to Syria and might decide they no longer need the Kurds. In 1999, Daryl W. Perry began a search for traditional values, which led him down a path to the ideas of liberty. He tells the story in A Rebel's Journey, My Path to Liberty. Of the book, Dr. Brian Sovereign says, "Sometimes it's funny, and sometimes I think it's crazy, but it's always authentic." Find A Rebel's Journey, My Path to Liberty by Daryl W. Perry on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, ask for A Rebel's Journey wherever books are sold, or visit arebelsjourney.com. UPI reports officials in Northern California are reportedly planning to drain Lake Oroville even past a 60-foot target in order to allow enough room to take the water expected from rainstorms and snow melt. The Los Angeles Times cited state planning documents in reporting that officials hope to further reduce the lake's water level below the 840 feet sought by next week. At maximum, the lake measured about 900 feet of water. With rain in the immediate forecast and expected runoff soon from melting snow in the mountains, planners hope the extra space will absorb the incoming water. Crews worked through Tuesday night and early Wednesday morning to fortify the spillway, which reroutes water when the lake rises beyond its 901-foot capacity level. Forecasters expect 3 different storms in the area over the next several days, with the third anticipated on Tuesday of next week, bringing the most rain. Michelle Mead, a meteorologist at the National Weather Service in Sacramento, said the third wave is looking like our problem child. For nearly 40 years, Robertson Roberts brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports the Phoenix City Council on Wednesday rejected a bid to declare the large southwestern U.S. municipality a sanctuary city despite vocal cries to protect undocumented immigrants. By a vote of 7-2, council members turned down a citizen's petition requesting the nation's 6th largest city declare itself a sanctuary city and limit their assistance to federal immigration authorities. The council's decision comes just weeks after U.S. President Donald Trump signed an executive order that directed the U.S. government to withhold monies from cities that have adopted sanctuary policies towards undocumented immigrants. Phoenix Mayor Greg Stanton, who presided over the council, said the legislation would violate a state law signed in 2010 by then-Governor Jan Brewer that allows police to question people they stop about their immigration status. Before the vote, Stanton said the parts of the 2010 law that govern and mandate a certain level of interaction and cooperation with federal immigration authorities were upheld unanimously by the U.S. Supreme Court. The 9-member council did decide to seek legal advice at a later date to determine whether the city could challenge the state law, however. San Francisco, a prominent sanctuary city, filed a lawsuit last month challenging Trump's executive order, calling it unconstitutional. Other jurisdictions that describe themselves as sanctuary cities or offer some protection to undocumented immigrants include Boston, Chicago, Denver, Los Angeles, Philadelphia, Seattle, and Washington, D.C. The Phoenix Council vote was met with chants and cries of "shame on you" by activists who remained in the council chamber after the raucous event. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.